Aguilar. I'm the coordinator for SEIU USWW. Our security officers are here to let you know we're in support of the fight for 15. And we're going to walk all the way to the end of this road. So we're backing everybody here. Nomás quiero traducir, nomás les quiero decir que nosotros, yo soy Genoveva Aguilar, la coordinadora de SEIU USWW, y aquí están presentes nuestros janitors y nuestra seguridad está aquí presente porque ellos también están en apoyo a su causa. A lo que les voy a... Compañeros, janitors y seguridad, acérquense por favor porque ustedes también están en esta lucha. I'm invited them to come because we are walking together in the struggle. Our members are also not making $15 an hour. Most of them are making the minimum wage of $9 an hour, and that is not fair. We're not going to survive with that amount of money in this city. There is a lot of sacrifice behind a lot of sacrifices that our families have to do because of that salary. And that is the situation here in San Diego for the security officers who are watching this building and for our janitors who are cleaning this building. And that is not right. And that's why we're here standing in this hot sun with all you because we support the cause. Nomás les quiero decir que nosotros ahora estamos en un contrato que la mayoría de nuestros janitors están ganando $9 la hora. ¿Ustedes creen que podemos sobrevivir con $9 la hora? ¡No! ¿Ustedes creen que nos conviene $15 la hora? ¡Sí! También hablamos del sacrificio que las familias tienen que hacer a $9 la hora. Y por eso estamos aquí en apoyo, especialmente también para respetar al trabajador janitor, que es el encargado de limpiar estos edificios, y también para nuestra seguridad, que tienen el encargo de cuidar estos edificios. And with that said, we're going to have our first speaker, Rosa Lopez. Rosa? Sí, buenos días. ¡Vamos, Rosa! ¡Rosa la poderosa!
Buenos días, mi nombre es Rosa López.
Good morning, my name is Rosa Lopez.
Les voy a contar un poco de mi historia. Yo soy madre soltera, tengo 2 trabajos, trabajo 365 días del año. Voy a la escuela, pero para mí es muy difícil aprender porque trabajo en la noche, llego a la casa en la madrugada. ¿Y cómo es la manera que me puedo superar? Siempre pienso qué puedo hacer para superarme, pero si ganamos tan poco, es muy difícil.
Here's a little bit about my story. I'm a single mother, I have 2 children, and I work 365 days of the year. And I'm always trying to find ways to advance myself, to make myself better. I go to school, but it's really hard to go to school because I work graveyard, and then I have to try and make things work. And why is that? It's because I make so little.
Por eso estamos aquí hoy, para que podamos ganar $15 por hora. Eso sería maravilloso, eso nos ayudaría. Porque muchas veces tenemos que compartir la renta para poder pagar. Y eso no es saludable para las familias.
Rosa dice, sorry. Rosa said it's not fair. We have to keep fighting.
Seguimos en esta lucha y no vamos a parar hasta poder conseguir los $15. ¿Se puede? ¡Sí, se puede!
Okay, next we're going to have Cristina from ICWJ, our friends over there.
Hello, my name is Cristina Hernandez, and I am here for the Interfaith Center for we represent over 250 congregations and faith groups across San Diego County, and we believe that every worker deserves to be treated with dignity and respect on the job, that they deserve a voice on the job, and that they deserve a dignified wage, which is a living wage. And so we have heard far too many stories of families who are not able to make ends meet. I have heard plenty of stories. I know one woman who worked 5 different part-time jobs as a security officer to feed her 4 children. And because she was working so much, the judge decided that he was going to take away her 2 youngest because she wasn't home enough. What is a mother to do if she cannot provide for her own children? I've heard of another security officer working multiple jobs, and his home was his car because he could not afford to live in San Diego, which is, by the way, the top third most expensive city for housing in the United States. That is crazy. And we are living on poverty wages. So we have heard all of these stories, and they're far too common. And so this is why we are here. This is an urgent matter. Right now, there are families, children, workers who are facing hunger, who are in poverty, living in poverty, and who are suffering, which is why we're gathered here today alongside workers to fight for $15 and the right to organize. I believe that we can win!
Thank you, Christina. Next, as you all know, janitors and security officers have joined the Fight for 15. And next, next I'd like to introduce one of our brave security officers who's decided to take a stand, Ricky Cope.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ricky Cope. I've been a security guard now for 13 years. I started out making $7.25 an hour, and it wasn't enough. I have been bounced around from job to job. I've had to deal with low wages for the whole time I've been a security guard. I can't start a family on what I make now. I don't make enough. And it's not fair, it's not right. I believe that we as security guards, we as janitors, we as workers, we deserve more than this. We deserve a livable wage, especially in a city like this in which, we can't make it on $9 an hour. So, we need to stand up for this. We need to stand up for $15 an hour. We need to stand up for something that's, that'll help us get to where we need to go, help us to, progress in our lives. Right now, I'm pretty sure most of us are stagnant because we can't, climb out of this hole because we can't, make enough. So, we need to stand up. We need to improve our conditions. We need to definitely fight. And we need to show these people that we're worth it.
Thank you, Ricky. Okay, that's much louder. Next, we have our friends from the Center on Policy Initiatives, Rob Nothoff.
Good afternoon, everybody. Are we fired up? Yeah! I can't hear. Are we fired up? Yeah! What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Yeah! Exactly. So, good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Rob Nothoff with the Center on Policy Initiatives, and I'm very honored to be standing here with these brave brothers and sisters who are pushing to make history here for 15 in the union. These brave brothers and sisters are sending a strong message that they're willing to do whatever it takes for 15 in the union. The call for 15 started with fast food workers, but as evidenced by this crowd here, it's expanded. And why is that? Why do we want 15 in the union? Can someone tell me? Because we can't take care of families. Because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Am I right? Yes! We're tired of the false promise that an honest day's pay, or honest day's work will equal an honest day's pay, because that just doesn't exist, as evidenced by Ricky's story and by Rosa's story. The dreams of the workers here are just as real as any of ours. They're just as powerful and just as big as any of ours. But the unfortunate reality is that their dreams are being crushed under the weight of poverty wages. Boom! I've met a lot of folks because I was a lot of great workers as part of the minimum wage campaign. And during that time, I met a lot of workers, a lot of powerful stories. And people were telling me about how they have to actually just rent a single bedroom, not just an apartment, but a bedroom or a living room. And their daughter has to actually stay there because they cannot, because the wages are just too damn low and the rent's too damn high here.
It ain't right.
And sadly, this is the reality for 38% of people living in San Diego County. And sadly, it's proof that the value we hold most near and dear to our hearts, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, is now gone. And sadly, it's proof that the contributions of these brave workers, the folks who actually beautify these office buildings, the folks who service our food, are now not being valued. So what are we going to do?
Shut it down!
We're going to push for 15 in the union. Why can't someone like Ricky be paid $15 an hour for the work that he does? Why can't Rosa make 15? Why can't fast food workers make 15? History's on our side, and it's because 100 years from now, because of the actions of these brave brothers and sisters, the question of paying $15 in the union and dignifying actual people with their work will never be questioned. And I'm going to end it with a quick quote from Gandhi, and he said this, 4 sentences. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. And then you win. So let's make history. Let's get 15 in the union. Who's with me?
Thank you, Rob. All right, next we have another security officer who's joined the fight. We've got Officer Randy Montero. Give it up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Randy Montero. I've been a security officer for 6 years. I'm also a full-time student at Cal State San Marcos. I'm standing here because I was motivated by an article I read for school earlier this week. The article discussed the issue of oppression. It stated that a key feature for oppression to continue is for the oppressed to remain silent. Today I am breaking that silence. The fact of the matter is, we as security officers are financially oppressed. We cannot afford to pay rent, food, healthcare, or raise a family at $11 an hour. I applied for my own apartment last month because I currently live with my mother. Unfortunately, I was denied. The landlord told me that I wouldn't have enough money left over from my $1,400 a month salary after paying the $900 rent. I don't have any kids or any debt. I have good credit and good references, but I was still denied. If I do not have financial restraints and I'm still unable to afford an apartment, how do we expect security officers with 2 or 3 kids to make a living and sustain a family? They can't. $11 an hour is not nearly enough to sustain a family in San Diego. I'm standing here fighting for a $15 an hour salary and a union so that security officers can afford a basic everyday necessities. Is that reality is that too much to ask for? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we're going to have Benjamin Prado from American Friends Service Committee.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas
Good
tardes.
afternoon, brothers and sisters. Buenas tardes, compañeras y compañeros. En nombre del Comité de Amigos, estamos aquí en esta lucha con ustedes. Vemos esta lucha como una lucha de clases, de trabajadores, en contra de los patrones explotadores. Y nosotros vemos y hemos estado con ustedes en varias de las luchas, no solo en contra de las leyes que criminalizan, también las leyes que criminalizan a los trabajadores migrantes, pero también las leyes que someten a la mano de obra al servicio de este capitalismo cruel y salvaje. Por eso es importante para nosotros estar aquí con ustedes y luchar por este $15 la hora. Brothers and sisters, we're here with you. We've been here in this struggle not only in defense of migrant rights, but also in defense of workers' rights. That $15 an hour is necessary in order to have a basic living wage, and that is not only a necessity, but also the need to unionize and make sure that through collective bargaining we can ensure the protection of labor rights. Compañeras y compañeros, vamos a seguir en esta lucha. What do we want? When do we want it? ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? ¿Qué queremos?
¡Que vivan los trabajadores! ¡Que viva el sindicalismo! ¡Que vivan los trabajadores! ¡What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? Muchas gracias.
¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se 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 puede!
Everybody's saying different places. We need to figure where's State.
All right, to wrap it up, we've got Christian Ramirez from Alliance San Diego. Give it up.
Brothers and sisters, thank you for fighting and standing up for your rights. Because when you win, because there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to win, and that we're going to give those $15. Is that right? And we're going to continue to fight and press on until we can what? How much? 15! How much? 15! How much? 15! And this sound is being heard from the Pacific Ocean all the way to the East Coast. From the southern border all the way up to the Canadian border. No matter where we live in this country, today there is one chant across this great land, and that chant is, how much do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! How much do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! How much do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! So brothers and sisters, let's keep on fighting. Let's keep on fighting because it's the time for workers to stand up has come. And the time for those that have benefited off the backs of hard-working families is over. We will continue to fight, and we are going to win. Is that right? Yes. Hermanos y hermanas, hoy es el momento de continuar nuestra lucha. ¿Por qué? ¿Por cuánto? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuánto? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuánto? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuánto? ¿Cuándo? En todo el país, desde California hasta Washington, desde esta frontera hasta la frontera norte, estamos luchando por lo mismo, por tener un salario digno, por tener un sindicato y por defender la dignidad de las familias trabajadoras. Así que hermanos y hermanas, a seguir esta lucha porque vamos a ganar. Vamos a ganar. El pueblo unido
jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido
Jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido
Jamás será vencido. El pueblo callado
Jamás será escuchado.
El pueblo callado
Jamás será escuchado.
All right.
escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
San Diego escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
So, we've got janitors, we've got security officers that have joined the fight. We also have state workers that have joined the fight. We're going there next. We're going to meet up with them. We're going to keep this walking rally going. We're going to go around this corner and we're going to go meet the state workers that are supporting us. Who's ready?
¡No!